Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This is my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, June 18th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Also, if you trade Bitcoin, I'll do a bonus analysis at the end. A couple things real quick. First off, if you do want me to do an analysis on a stock, then leave it down in the comment section and I'll do my best to get to that. And then second, the candlestick you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then finally, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, PLTR, very big mover today and really came back to life again, especially when you look down here at the volume. You can see volume has come in a very strong way. And overall, good solid movement. So let's map out a couple of key levels here. First level, let me change that to green to represent support. Whoops, get rid of that level there. But as far as pullbacks are concerned, this thing does pull back some right there at 24.50. I would consider that main key level and the level that would make the chart look the healthiest. Meaning if the price comes down there and falls below it, that doesn't mean the entire chart's epically destroyed or anything like that. But yeah, if the price can stay above that level, that would certainly be a very good sign of power moving forward. In the event the price does pull back below there, the key overarching level is going to be all about that purple line right there, the 50-period moving average. Keyword being moving. So as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher. So from an overarching sense, as long as the price stays above that line, as the line itself moves higher and higher, then the bulls are in full health, full control, however you want to best visualize that. And then in terms of areas of resistance, nothing fancy or complicated here. Literally just a question of where did the party finally stop today? And that was right up there at about $25.10. So no fancy logic there other than just answering the question, where did the party stop? But all things considered, very, very nice start to the week here for PLTR. Next one, MBIO, and what a monster move today. Again, you look down here at the volume, and the volume just came pouring in. The price behaved very nicely with it. And really, big volume, nice price movement. These two things in and of itself is enough to throw something on a watch list, because the watch list, all it's about is finding unique, finding interesting situations, and not randomly rushing out and buying stuff, but at least watching it. And at least if you're in the world of penny stocks, when you have huge volume, you have huge price movement. Like I said, those two things in and of itself worthy of putting on a watch list. So as far as technical levels though, let's first talk about an area of support in terms of pullbacks. And like I just talked about, what would be the ideal level? That level being the area where if the price can stay above it, that would make it look the strongest, right there at 65 cents. But as already talked about, it's not like if the price falls below that line, then the entire chart's destroyed, because from the overarching standpoint, you have that purple line there, which I fully admit right now is very irrelevant given prices up here. This level's way down there, but that's why the key word there is moving. Because as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher and get more and more relevant. So assuming you care about the overarching chart, then as long as the price stays above that purple line, that is what matters most. And then once again, no need to overcomplicate it in terms of logic. Just simply, where did the party finally stop today? And that was right up there at 97 cents. So keep an eye on that. But as I speak right now, you can see last 30 minutes, good solid movement. This thing is trying to make another push up to that 97-cent mark. But all things considered, very, very nice day. Next one, TRNR, and I like this one because we had very, very nice movement there, which shows that this thing does have the ability to move very, very quickly. And then, yes, it did pull back, but it's one of these situations where when it pulls back like this, right around there, it becomes very valid to ask the question, is this a pump and dump? Is this some sort of, gap and trap? Is this thing going to go right back to where it started? And as of right now, it is not. It has started to go sideways. Now, let me be very clear, and I wish I could say trading was this easy. Just because it started to go sideways does not mean for sure, guaranteed, this thing's going to head back up. Does it become more plausible and reasonable at this point in time? Absolutely, but that's still not a guarantee. So moving forward, like I said, if you like these situations, you get the big move up, you get a nasty pullback, but then you get sideways movement, that fits all those bills. In terms of areas of resistance, main battleground, definitely going to be right there, that pink line there, 200-period moving average valued at 585. And then in terms of areas of support, you do have this leveling off point right there at the $5 mark, but I would definitely call the muscle level not necessarily $5, but certainly this purple line right there, that 50-period moving average, because if the price were to drop below there, now all of a sudden you have the price essentially having gone right back to where it was, and that is not any sort of sign of power at all. But like I said, if you like these sort of pullback and then, kind of bigger, explosion and then bigger pullback situations, certainly keep an eye on it. Next one, NVDA, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched a video from Friday, but put in that resistance line right there, and you can see today it's played a very, very big role. I mean, look at it. Rejected, 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 and rejected. So moral of the story there, got to think a lot of people are watching that resistance line right there. And when a lot of people are watching the same levels and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. It can produce some very dynamic movements, and especially when it's occurring on a stock like NVIDIA, everybody and their brothers, uncles heard of this one. So while that still doesn't provide a guarantee, it does make it more than reasonable that if the price can come up here and get a break up through that resistance line, that break in of itself could just bring in a whole nother round of upside momentum. In terms of areas of support, nothing new here. Still have that 129.80 mark, that green line. The one minor update is because it is a moving average. That purple line has moved itself higher and higher, but as I've been saying, as that line continues to move itself higher, as long as the price remains above there from a support standpoint, that means the bulls are still in full health. Next one, NDRA, big movement today, big solid volume, and now we have definitely a level that you got to think a lot of people are watching because it's kind of like a storm cloud up above that pink line, 200 period moving average. That does not mean the price can't break above it or anything like that, but traditionally speaking, that level tends to act relatively stubborn. But if the price can break above it, that just is why it's such a good, powerful sign of bullish momentum. But nonetheless, that's going to be the initial area of resistance to watch moving forward as this thing continues on into Tuesday. In terms of pullbacks, if this thing's going to continue to pull back, then first level to watch, keep an eye on, would be right there at the 13-cent mark. But then again, which is becoming a common theme from the overarching standpoint, just watch that purple line there, 50-period moving average, and as it works itself higher and higher, as long as the price is above there, then that means the overall chart is still plenty in good health. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering later on in the week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free webinar. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use to get signed up. Or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area on the webpage there you can use to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free class. Next one, GME, and all things considered from the bigger picture, the chart's hanging in there. What do I mean by that? Well, it has not violated this green line here at 2280. But when you look at it from a near-term standpoint in terms of what happened today, yeah, it was no doubt about it a very rough day. And from a pattern standpoint, I'm just draw this in very crudely, there's actually a bear pennant pattern. Now, just because something's bearish in pattern does not mean for sure the price is going to go down. Same is true for a bullish pattern. Just because something may have a bullish pattern doesn't mean the price is going to go up. But my point here is that, yes, even though there has been a bit of a bounce from these lows up to here, I'd still be a little skeptical because I don't think anybody would be shocked if all of a sudden this thing rolled back over, because that would just be a classic bear pennant breakdown. But nonetheless, yes, there is a bit of a bounce, but that still does have a bearish nature to it because of the pattern there. In terms of areas of resistance, first key battleground is going to be that 200-period moving average right there. We'll call it 2710. Next key level, that 50-period moving average, valued at, we'll call it 2810. And then, as I've already talked about, the key overarching level of support right now down there at 2280. So yes, today rough day, but looking at things from an overall standpoint, the price is still staying above some of those key support levels. Next one, MARA, good overall movement today as it's come back to life here quite a bit. Granted, it's pulling back here a little bit this afternoon, as you can see right there, but actually from a pattern standpoint, if you consider what happened all day long before the pullback, we now have a nice little miniature bull flag pattern there. Again, as I was just saying, just because something's bearish doesn't mean it's going down, and just because we have a bull pattern here does not mean it's going to go back upwards. But like I said, a good healthy movement here, as nothing can go straight up, so these pullbacks are completely fine. In terms of areas of support, actually let me zoom in here. Ideally speaking, if the price can stay above that purple line, which it's doing a good job of right now, you can see it's basically tapping right on that level. That would be best case scenario. But if that level can't quite hold up as support, then the next key level to watch closely would be right over here at $19.35. In terms of areas of resistance, nothing new here to report. Still all about that level up there at 21. You can see this was a problem point back here a couple of times. So if the price does try to recover back upwards, 21 will be public enemy number one. But like I said, relatively speaking, from where it started on the day to where it is right now, good solid move. Next one, TSLA Tesla, good solid day today as it blasted through all sorts of areas of resistance, both this red line here and that one. So I'm going to just go ahead and get rid of that level and then get the update. And that update is just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, they tend to act as support. So 185.30. going to be that key level to watch now moving forward. And as I've said, I'm kind of a broken record, but just watch that purple line there, 50-period moving average. And as long as the price stays above there, then from an overarching standpoint, bulls are in full control. But as far as the kind of the more exciting thing, where's the next battleground at? And maybe your eyes have already spotted it. But yeah, next key level is just this former high right up there at the 191 area. And, if the price can push up through there, let me zoom out, then you can see that that's going to be putting the price at highs that has not been seen for quite a while. So 191.10-ish, going to be that next key battleground. The price is certainly within striking distance. So can the price make the move up there and then do battle with it on Tuesday? Grab your popcorn. Next one, PSNY, and I'm going to go through this relatively quickly because we have ourselves a pattern, and as I've already said, just because this is a bullish pattern here does not mean it's for sure going to go upwards, but you got to like the pattern. Good, solid textbook. So we have our, why did I change that to green? And it's only Monday. I got a long week ahead of me, apparently. There we go. We have our resistance line right there, and then in terms of areas of support, I'm not going to draw another trend line. Let's just use that pink line there, the 200-period moving average. You can see actually twice already, both there and there, the price has bounced beautifully off that. So to make this easier to see, let's just keep it one color. So let me extend this pink line out as our support, and then we have our resistance, and then we have the big move up right here. And then if you golfers out there try to make it a little bit more visual, put the golf hole down here, this would be a bull pennant pattern. So bull pennant pattern. So if you like bull pennants, you like penny stocks, I would certainly keep an eye on this one. Next one, TQQQ, and the beast move continues. So this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the video from last week, but talked about this level here being relatively stubborn, but finally got the break of it this morning, and just a huge move there. So once again, higher highs and higher lows. I'm going to actually delete both these lines out of here and, just keep it as straightforward as possible. And on that note, being as straightforward as possible, no need to overcomplicate it. Just watch that purple line, which I'd like to say I had this plan. So as kind of the point of, just watch that purple line on this one too, because like the other ones, but just one of these days in the market where that purple line is just being a very, very important and very, very kind of simplifying, no pun intended, in terms of just making these charts easiest to see. So yeah, watch that 50-period simple moving average, and as long as the price stays above there, the bulls are in full health. In terms of areas of resistance, once more, let's not overcomplicate the logic. Just where did the party finally stop? And as of now, 77, about 65, seems to be a pretty annoying, pretty stubborn level because it got rejected once, twice, 3 times. The price tried to get up there, and the bulls just could not push through. Of course, that doesn't mean that they'll never have success up there. But as of right now, that has revealed itself as a spot that, for whatever reason, there are quite a few sellers up around that area. But like I said, taking a step back and looking at things from the big picture, the bulls are definitely having a very, very good time. I will get to Bitcoin here in just a second, but for you stock traders, again, if you like what you saw here, then definitely go get signed up for the free class. It'll be in a couple days here on Thursday, June 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and it is a genuine live event. So bring your questions, and I'd be happy to answer them in person there. So go get signed up. Now let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick clarification here. I'm now looking at the 4-hour time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks represents 4 hours and not 30 minutes. And that is because Bitcoin is open 24/7. And I want this video to remain relevant as long as possible as far as the analysis is concerned. But while all I can say is, what a pretty crazy past 4 hours. Things were looking very, very shaky. In fact, to illustrate that, let's just get that. So before this past 4-hour session, the chart was looking like that. Okay, it had come back down. But now in all actuality, we got ourselves a good double bottom. So I'm going to adjust this level down to here and change that to green because that's going to be an important level to watch moving forward at the 65,000 mark. But yeah, that turned out to be a double bottom. So let's just say that you're watching this video 20 hours after I upload it. Question number one you need to ask yourself is, where is the price at relative to 65,000? As long as you're answering the question that the price is still above there, then that means that nothing has really spun out of control. Things were looking pretty shaky over the week or, on Friday when this thing was coming down. But even if it's down around here, well, at that point, that would still just be overall, sideways action and maybe not necessarily the preferable thing, but by no means would I say the bears have just all of a sudden taken back over. Now, if you are answering the question that the price is down below 65,000 when you're watching this video, that would tell you that, this whole bounce here has failed. It's not only come down to that support, but this former area, this former double bottom spot has failed. And that would just be telling you things are very, very bearish at that moment in time. Now, as far as if the price is above 65,000, then how far above it? If the price is up here, that means this bounce has gotten even more bullish. If the price is up here, that would just be telling you that this bounce is a very, very impressive bounce. So yes, it's bouncing right now. How impressive? Well, how far up above 65,000 can it get? Again, let's keep the logic very simple. But in my opinion, at least, the most important kind of inventory check whenever you're watching this is just where's the price at relative to 65,000. You really do want to make sure the price stays above it. As I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader. Get signed up for the class. It'll be, like I said, later this week, Thursday, June 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, because what you learn about there can and definitely should be used within your crypto and Bitcoin trading. Also, as far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, please do a couple things for me. Hit the like button, leave a comment below. Tell me your watch list for tomorrow. Tell me what you traded today. Or if you have a request moving forward, make sure to leave that down below. So thanks for watching. Go get signed up for that free webinar. Have a good one.